Hello, my kindergarten friends, and welcome back to computer class. This is the week of March 29th to April 2nd. We are jumping into a new month with this week's lessons, boys and girls, and we're going to continue working on patterns. We started patterns last week, and we talked about how a pattern repeats over and over and over again. We talked about the days of the week being a pattern. You start on a Sunday, and then you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, back to Sunday. And it just keeps repeating. The seasons are a pattern, boys and girls. Right now, we just entered into the season of spring. Then we'll have summer, then we'll have fall, then we'll have winter, then we'll be back to spring again. So there's lots of patterns in the world, boys and girls. Many times we do color patterns and number patterns. Last week we played fuzz bugs, and that was a color pattern game. This week I have another new pattern game for you that involves shapes. So let me share my screen so you can see your lesson this week. So you will go to your teacher's Google Classroom. You will click on the all topics that says computers. You'll see that little icon, that little picture of a computer. And it will take you to this lesson right here. If you look up in the top corner, it says March 29th to April 2nd, more patterns. Here's your video. That's what you click on to watch me. That's really important, boys and girls. If you were in school, the first part of computer class is me talking to you a little bit and telling you about the lesson. And that's what I do in the videos right now. So it's really important that you watch this video. Slide number 2 is your I can slide. And that basically is what I think you will be able to do by the end of computer class today. You're going to practice your keyboard letters today, boys and girls, A through P, all the way to the letter P today. You're going to learn more about patterns, talk a little bit more about those and do some more activities with patterns. And you're going to play a shape pattern game. So those are your 3. Oh, sorry, I skipped this one. You're going to find the shift keys on the keyboard. I almost forgot about that important one. Okay, so practice your letters A through P. Find those shift keys. You have 2 of them to search for today. And learn a little bit more about patterns. Slide number 3 is your keyboarding practice game, boys and girls. And over here, you'll see Keyboard Zoo. So when you click on that, you'll see your link, your website link to take you there so that you can practice that. Remember, when you're looking at your keyboard, everything that's on the left side is blue on Keyboard Zoo. On my keyboard, as you can see, it's black and white. But on Keyboard Zoo, the left is blue, the right is pink. And that's how you know you're using your left hand for blue and your right hand for pink. So you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all blue. Then that hand can rest. You take righty out for H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, and P. And then you can stop. I want you to notice 2 keys, boys and girls. They're called the shift keys. And on this keyboard, I have circled them. The blue is on the left side and the red or pink is on the right side. On your keyboards that you're using at home, either on your laptops or your Chromebooks, you will see the shift key is down here and it has an arrow that points up. I know it's kind of hard to see mine up close, but it's a little bit blurry. But there's one on both sides of the keyboard. So I'd like you to look at your keyboard that you're using now, boys and girls, and see if you can find that shift key. You're listening for the sound sh, S-H, and you're looking for an arrow that points up. There should be one on the left. It's kind of near the A key underneath it. And there's one on the right, and that one's underneath the Enter key. And you have 2 of them. Those keys, boys and girls, are very special because if you needed to make an uppercase letter, you would hold that down and tap the letter that you needed, and it turns to an uppercase letter. Last week, we talked about this bar that was called the space bar that made spaces between your words. And this week, we talked about the shift key, and the shift key turns a letter from lowercase to uppercase. You can't just tap it though. You have to press it and hold it, and then take your other hand. You're pressing and holding with one hand, and you're tapping the letter you want with the other hand, and then you let go. So that is job number 1, boys and girls. When you reach the letter P and you finish typing out that letter, you're all set. You can close Keyboard Zoo. Slide number 4 is a little story of shapes. We're going to listen to the story together. And again, you can always listen again on your own if you want to. So you press the picture and then you click Story of Shapes. We're going to learn or review some shapes today because we're going to pattern with them in a little bit. So we're going to review these. We talked about shapes at the beginning of the year, boys and girls. So we're just going to review them with this little quick story, and then I'll show you how to do the patterns with the shapes. Click this arrow to start.
Story of shapes.
Click the arrow.
This shape has 4 sides, all just the same. I can guess this shape, and I can say its name. It's a square.
4 sides, all the same. It's a square. Click the arrow.
This shape has 3 sides. It looks like an arrow. One end is wide, and the other is narrow. It's a triangle.
A triangle, 3 sides, where the top is narrow or thin, and the bottom is wide.
This pretty shape is just like a ball. It looks like it would bounce if it happened to fall. It's a circle.
Circle is round like a ball.
I sometimes see this shape when I visit the sea, lying on the beach, just waiting there for me. It's a star.
A star. So that's just a quick review, boys and girls. And again, that's a fast story. If you want to listen to it, you certainly can. Whoops, I closed out too many. Hold on, I gotta find that again. Sorry, boys and girls. My mouse went a little too fast and I clicked a little too fast. Okay, here we go. Let me let that load back in. So that was the story of shapes, just a quick review story about shapes. And now I'm going to show you the shape pattern game, because remember, our focus is not shapes, it's patterns this week. So slide number 5 is where you will see your pattern game. You're going to click it, and right underneath is the game itself. And it is loading. I'm going to press play.
Shape patterns.
So you can see that this is a race because you see a monster truck there. I'm going to press play. I would like you to start with practice, boys and girls, and do at least 1 or 2 practice rounds before you race, okay? If you were really playing with or driving in a race car, you'd want to practice racing the car before you actually went to the race, right? Practice is very important. So that's why we're going to practice first. And you can see up here, boys and girls, you have 10 practice rounds, 10 things to complete. And what you're going to do is you're going to see if you can figure out what belongs where that question mark is. Anytime you see a question mark on a game online, boys and girls, it usually is asking you something. It's asking you a question. So this game is asking you, what shape comes next? What shape would go right here? So you have to look at the entire list of shapes to figure out what's missing. We have a circle, we have a star, and then we have something. Then we have a circle, star, circle, circle, star, circle, circle. It's very important that you say all of those shapes, boys and girls, because as I was saying them, I noticed after each star, what do you see? I see a circle. So I'm going to drag and drop, and there goes my car. Number 1 complete. I'm on number 2 now. Ooh, I have 2 spots I have to fill in. I have a triangle, circle, triangle, circle. I think maybe a triangle. If your car moves, you did it right. Then I have a circle. So what comes after the circle? Another triangle. There we go. Plenty of cards at the bottom. So don't worry about running out of cards. This time I have a triangle and something, and then a circle, triangle, circle, circle, triangle, something. So I have to look at this part of my pattern to see what comes after the triangle. I think it's a circle. I'm going to make an oops. See what happens? It won't let me. When I try to put it up here, it just falls down. So if you're making oops, try another shape. Okay? So you would just keep trying to complete the pattern, boys and girls. You'll notice that they do get a little tricky as you move on. So this is a game you're going to have to think a little bit. And don't forget to say each shape all the way across before you decide what to put in the spot. So it's a star, circle, and then a whole bunch of something. But then it's star, circle, star, circle. So I think I'm just going to repeat star, circle, star, circle. Okay. Now I'm going to refresh my page. Boys and girls, refresh means start it again, because I want to show you what the race looks like. Remember, you're not going to start with the race, but I want to show you what it looks like in case you want to try it. Practice first, though. All right, here's the race. So the game works the same, but because you're racing, you have to go a little bit quicker to figure out what comes next so that your truck will beat the airplane. Now notice the airplane's nice and slow, but I have to fill in the blanks. Now see how he looks like he's just hanging on thin air? I have to put something under his tire to get him to move. Okay? So that's how the race works, boys and girls, and that also has 10 things to try. Okay, so that is your game for today, boys and girls. It's a little bit of a challenging one. So Mrs. Sullivan is just giving you that one game. And slide number 6 is just reminding you there's no turn in this week. So you don't have to worry about turning anything into me. You're just going to practice your keyboarding and do, if you want to listen to that story again, you can, and then play your shape pattern game. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy this lesson. It's fun and you'll learn more about patterns. All right, see you later.